Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Triangle Strategy and we're going to be starting today with a character story. This is going to be Gila's character story, so let's go ahead and get into it. Gila reflects on both Frederica's growth and her own changes over the years.
It's become late. We'd best keep an eye out for bandits.
You have a warrior's intuition. You needn't worry. I won't let us come to harm.
It takes no great intuition to see that this world is falling ever deeper into chaos. The reasons, however, remain elusive. Will we see our way safely through this darkness? I cannot say.
We have naught but our duty, and mine is to Prince Roland, whatever might become of House Wolford.
I find your perspective refreshing. Although it may be direct, you walk the path you've chosen with confidence. On the other hand, I often feel that I'm fumbling. I had thought Gustadov to be a man of reason, but now I see that he will not hesitate to employ deceit to achieve his goals. In a manner of speaking, he and I are not so different. I, too, once hoped to have the influence to change the nation. At least, I told myself so. Really, all I wanted was to be free, and Frederica was simply a means to that end. As long as I had what I wanted, I had no great concern for what became of her.
Gila,
But this war has caused me to reconsider that. I realize that Frederica herself is worth caring for. She's not the sheltered princess I took her to be. Her wits are a match even for Benedict. She surprised me and shamed me. I was wrong to underestimate her, to define her by her birth and station. She represents my greatest failures as a teacher, but also my greatest success. For she has truly taken my lessons to heart. I see now there is no shame in serving another, and no shame in sacrificing my freedom for something greater. Oh, but perhaps I've shared overmuch. For some reason, I find it easy to talk with you.
A lot of people feel that way with Hewitt.
the feeling is mutual. You are not so aloof as I thought.
I swear most of these interactions happen with Hewitt.
Ah, I just had a thought. When the war is behind us, I may very well open my own school.
You're scaring Hewitt. Calm down.
Of course, you would be welcome to join me. I would be master of the classroom, and you could be master of the training yard. We could teach our students the art of hawksmanship. Our riders would be first class. Ah, what should our school be named? You will come and teach with me, won't you?
Not half so aloof as I thought.
All right, there's Gila. All right, Roland visits Wolfort and tells Serenoa of his decision.
I appreciate you coming all this way, Roland.
I was the one who asked for your time, so it is only natural I make the journey. I wish to tell you that I finally made up my mind.
And I would hear your decision if you were willing to share it with me.
I've long pondered over the one thing that Norzelia needs most. I thought back on the Salt Iron War. 30 years have passed, yet the root of our conflict remains the same. Each nation still thinks only of itself, wishing to fill its coffers even at the expense of others. But who bears the brunt of such a war?
The people.
Exactly so. The avarice of the ruler is an existential threat to their loyal subjects.
And yet without that wealth, the people suffer just as much. They languish in poverty.
This much is obvious. But there can be no winner without a loser. Remove one, and you necessarily remove the other. If we achieve equality, we achieve peace.
And how do you propose we achieve? No. No, surely you don't mean.
Yes, the goddess's teachings. All can live as equals under the goddess, an authority greater than any king. The model nation was in front of us all along, Serenoa. The holy state of Hyzant.
This is disappointing. Damn, Roland, really? You want to create a... no. No. Yeah, I'm pretty against organized religion as a human being. No shade to anybody who disagrees with me. You're more than welcome to, but I think that historically it is bad.
I have decided that we must give the salt crystals in the Grand Norzelian mines to Hyzant.
And in so doing, you'll give them control of all Norzelia.
Sorry, Roland, I'm not with you on
Exactly.
this one. Nope.
There will be no more squabbling over salt. Norzelia will know eternal peace at last.
Unequal peace, surely. One built on the backs of a people like the Roselle, if not the Roselle themselves.
I am not blind to that fact. But so few will suffer for the good of so many.
Nope.
Nothing in this world is perfect, Serenoa.
I've never really connected with that idea, right? Like, sometimes you gotta break a few eggs. I guess that's what he's saying too, but I'm saying maybe sometimes it's the better thing to do to let many more eggs break. I don't know. I've never really subscribed to the fact of like, well, we're gonna allow this really, really awful thing to happen in order to protect as many others as possible. Sometimes you have to go through grave hardship in order to make the world better. That's how I feel. And I think that it can be worthwhile, maybe not in the moment. It may not feel like it's the right thing to do just because people will suffer in the process, but sometimes you have to make that choice in order to just make the world a better place. I don't know. Maybe I'm off base, but that's how I feel.
The sacrifice of the few for the good of the many. It's the only clear answer, and one I would give every time I were asked.
Submitting to the goddess will rob you of your kingship.
So be it. My crown, my pride. They're but small prices to pay for peace.
You are truly prepared to throw it all away.
Join me, Serenoa. Let us unite Norzelia under the holy state.
This isn't the answer.
Roland, this is quite
We
sudden.
might lose Roland
I understand.
from the party.
Pray, take all the time you need.
If we decide against him, I really
I expect
don't
Frederica
know.
will want nothing to do with this plan.
Absolutely, she won't.
Seeing as it forsakes her people. I am already mourning the rift this may cause between you. But I shall not be swayed. This will be my final act as Glenbrook's king.
Shoot.
King Roland's anguish plays plainly across his face. It pains me to see him so tortured.
I'm not surprised. The future of our kingdom, to say nothing of the entire continent, rests upon his shoulders.
Pray tell, what do you intend to do about the salt crystals?
In truth, I cannot decide. Salt is too precious to be hoarded. We've a duty to share it with the people, which is...
Where the difficulty lies, yes. The source makes that all too clear. Salt lies at the heart of every war in Norzelia.
Would that the boundless salted sea of Rosellan legend still existed. We'd have no need of conflict if there were a source of salt for all.
My love, if I may, the discovery of the salt crystals has made two things plain to me. The first is that my mother spoke true in the legend she passed on to me.
And the other is that the goddess's teachings are nothing more than a lie built to constrain your people.
Just so, we are guilty of nothing. Yet the Roselle languish in the source, where they are looked down upon and forced to work until they die. Entire generations lost, countless lives given to Hyzant's cruelty. Cruelty created to justify Hyzant's own avarice and lust for power.
Such is the ugly lie at the heart of their teachings.
One revealed by a crystal of the mineral they hold so dear. The time has come, Serenoa. The Roselle must be freed.
I agree.
The salt crystals have brought us to the brink of war. We can harness this unrest, incite the Roselle to rise up and rebel against their captors.
I am with you. Believe me, I am. But you make it sound so...
Simple. Yes, I know. But the suffering of my people is so distant for everyone else. We can no longer wait for someone to do the right thing. Help isn't coming. Why else would my own mother incite rebellion? We are alone.
I swear to you, none of this feels distant to me. The Roselle live in my domain. I am betrothed to you, my dear. It couldn't feel any closer.
And I thank the stars that I have you by my side. I do. In truth, that's why I think this time will be different. Why I'll be able to accomplish what my mother could not.
I agree. But the risk is immense. Suppose we succeed, what then? Hyzant will not let us go quietly.
Of course not.
We'll have to fight tooth and nail for sure.
And when that time comes, you can lead the Roselle to Centralia, just as your mother wrote about in the book she left behind. Beyond the Great Falls in the Folk's domain at the end of the Norzelia River, the ancestral home of the Roselle.
But that's just a legend.
We've already found one legend to be rooted in truth. Perhaps this one is as well. And if not, at least you'll be safe from harm.
I doubt Benedict will share our feelings, though. Abandoning all we've built to embark on a journey fraught with danger in search of a legend. Yet no matter how perilous the path ahead, I would happily walk it at your side.
You know what? I'm kind of okay with that idea. The idea of like, okay, we get the Roselle to rebel, and we just fuck right off to some other place that doesn't suck this much. Doesn't sound half bad, does it? Free the people, leave the kingdom behind, and let them do their thing.
I trust you understand what a monumental effect the discovery of these salt crystals will have on Norzelia's history. Whatever course of action we choose will determine whether House Wolfort leaves a legacy in that history, or is expunged from it.
How would you proceed, Benedict?
I would do all I could to keep it from falling into Hyzant's hands. They already control the source. With the crystals in hand, they will solidify their grip on the realm and in time dominate it. The siren song of a false equality under their goddess shall blanket the land, claiming every domain and its people.
Even though they count me among the Saintly Seven.
Even then, for that matters little when the equality they espouse is dictated by the goddess, or should I say, the Hierophant.
I wonder if the Hierophant
In the
knows,
end,
has
they
always
will
known
have
the
the
truth.
same life and death control over all Norzelia that they now hold over the Roselle.
And our wounds from the battle with Esfrost have only begun to heal. Hyzant will destroy us if we wage war against them in our current state.
But they stand little chance against us if we ally with Esfrost.
Wow, that's our other option, huh?
Ally with Esfrost? Are you of sound mind, Benedict?
Wild. Okay, so that's the third option. We ally with Esfrost and destroy Hyzant, which probably means we're against Roland as well. Or we join Roland and Hyzant and stop Esfrost, and then we become one nation under Hyzant, which is just a fake religion that enslaves people and kills anybody who is a heretic or, doesn't espouse the same beliefs. Or we start an uprising and leave this place behind. Oh my goodness.
Quite. Think about it for a moment. Esfrost wants nothing more than to loosen Hyzant's grip. They will go to war if it means control of the salt crystals.
Our interests are broadly aligned, yes, but
Esfrost has been building toward precisely that purpose for some time now.
you speak of the Death Knell, the weapon that Cordelia mentioned.
Precisely. A weapon capable of reducing the goddess's shield to rubble, leaving Hyzant's capital ripe for the taking.
Sounds like a fun ending, for
Without
sure.
that weapon, we cannot win. You need only say the word, and I shall convince Esfrost to join our side.
I appreciate your candor, Benedict, and I do not doubt you could secure Esfrost's cooperation. But I fear the harder fight is within our own domain. King Roland's heart will not be easily won.
I bid you listen closely and calmly to what I'm about to ask.
From whence this somber tone?
Do you believe King Roland is fit to rule?
Ooh.
What are you implying?
Decorum is of little use when the fate of our realm is at stake, Lord Serenoa. Are you content to spend the rest of your life in servitude to another?
Not another word, Benedict. Roland is more than my king.
Yeah, oh,
He is my friend.
it's a tough
And
conversation
you
to have.
are Lord of House Wolfort, whose military prowess is known to all Norzelia.
Is he implying that I should rule? Damn, that's bold, Benedict. That's bold.
Not the guard dog of Glenbrook and Hyzant. What else are you here to do, if not to protect your house and keep its banner aloft?
He might not be saying that, but still.
But you have the potential for so much more. All Norzelia could be yours if you but desired it.
Treason, if not outright regicide. These are your suggestions.
Of course not. The blood in your veins and the royal family's ring are claim enough to the throne. There is no need for violence.
I told you not to speak of that again.
But you did not tell me to forget. The time to reckon with your lineage draws near. You must make a...
I've heard enough. Leave me.
Just know that I will do anything you ask of me, Lord Serenoa. I pray that you make the right choice, not only for House Wolfort, but for yourself.
Ooh, that gave me chills, man. Just like thinking of me having to fight Roland if I went down that route. Not that it necessarily has to go that direction, but like, I think that that's where that would head. Ugh. Wow. Wow. Okay. This game, man. This game. I didn't think the writing would grip me as this much. Whew. Okay. Once again, House Wolfort stands before three diverging paths. The time has come to lay their convictions bare before the scales and make their greatest decision yet. The story is approaching a turning point. It is recommended that you save your current progress. Proceed to the save screen. Yes, indeed. Okay, so yep, we're gonna put this on to slot 1. So it looks like we'll probably have the options here to go through all 3 endings.
You are certain Hyzan's army marches for the Grand Norzelian mines?
Now, I do know that there are 4 endings, and one of them is like referred to as the Golden Route. Apparently, we've already missed our opportunity to use the Golden Route.
There is no doubt.
I think that actually a lot of our choices actually align with the Golden Route, but I think there's one thing that we didn't do that basically makes it so we can't do the Golden Route. So it is what it is.
They've heard word of the crystals.
It was only a matter of time. We knew this.
Esfrost's army gathers at Twinsgate as well.
War's breaking out over this thing, and we've got to be ready.
How will Glenbrook respond, King Roland?
There's no need to prepare for war. I have decided that we will surrender the salt crystals to the holy state of Hyzant.
What?
Furthermore, I hereby declare that the kingdom of Glenbrook and its people shall submit to the goddess and her teachings.
It's lame, dude.
There is no way to bring happiness to all Norzelia with the salt crystals. Which is why I have chosen a path that will allow the greatest number of people to live in equality and harmony.
I'm disappointed in Roland.
How could you? Do you not see that Hyzant's dominion over Norzelia's salt is why we are in conflict already? Is the suffering of the Roselle not proof enough that the goddess's vaunted equality is a lie?
She speaks the truth, my king. Handing over the salt crystals is tantamount to giving Hyzant's goddess free reign of Norzelia. Will you so readily surrender the realm to the Hierophant?
I acknowledge the abdication of my kingdom and kingship alike. A small price to pay in my eyes, in exchange for the security and prosperity of the many.
And the sacrifice of the Roselle, is that a small price to you?
It is.
How could you say such a thing to my face?
I, for one, oppose. I would prefer to ally with Esfrost and strike back at Hyzant. The salt deposits within the mines give us the leverage we need to convince Gustadolf to join us.
Ally with Esfrost? You dare suggest we ally with the man who murdered my father?
I see no reason why we should not. You proposed abdicating the throne for the sake of the kingdom and its people. So you should have no trouble putting aside your own feelings and judging this matter dispassionately.
I cannot believe my own ears. I will not have you lecture me on feelings when it is not your father he murdered.
None of you can see beyond your own grievances. It's no wonder my people have suffered for generations. We're told to believe in the goddess, while our own lives are thrown away to make a few more grains of your precious salt. And now, even with proof that the goddess is a lie, you would watch us dig our own graves for your comfort.
Lady Frederica, please. We shall speak of the Roselle in due time.
No, I've heard that before. Your due time is never, and I will not have you cast us aside for another 3 decades or more.
Ooh, Frederica.
All else is in disarray. If Hyzant seizes the salt crystals, we forfeit the best opportunity in decades to free my people.
I'm with her on this.
We know the truth. We must act upon it. We must be a light in the darkness.
We cannot afford to dilute our forces when the enemy marches on us as we speak.
So we are a distraction to you?
I am merely being rational. Liberating the Roselle would be extremely dangerous. We cannot take such a risk. Suppose we succeed. How do you propose we fend off the fury Hyzant will rain down upon us?
Esfrost would pounce on us, sensing weakness at the undue burden we've taken upon ourselves.
Precisely. We would be without allies and ripe for the taking.
There is another way.
And what, pray tell, would that be?
We set out alongside the Roselle in search of Centralia.
Centralia is a myth.
The legends of my people are true.
I care not one whit if they are. I will hear no talk of forsaking the Wolfort domain.
Silence! I have heard enough to know where each of you stand. Do you all hold the courage of your own convictions?
I do.
Nothing I've heard here has swayed me.
I feel the same.
Very well. But know that a choice must be made. There can only be one way forward. Face the scales of conviction and prepare to make peace with the outcome.
The vote we take today may well open a rift between us. Nevertheless, it must proceed, and I am prepared to accept its outcome. I think that each choice we're going to lose certain characters. I mean, we may lose Roland and Benedict by going with Frederica. I wonder. Now what's this about? To think King Roland, Lady Frederica, and Sir Benedict's convictions would diverge so greatly after all this time. Just between you and me, Lord Serenoa, what do you make of their plans? Frederica's wish is a human one. She desires to liberate those who have been cruelly oppressed. Okay, so we've made our save on save slot 1. We're not going to be overriding that one because this seems like our point to go back to in order to get the other 2 endings. So we'll be able to see all 3 endings in a somewhat short amount of time. I believe that there's like a total of like 20 to 21 chapters. So right now we're on chapter 17. So that means that, you know, there is a large chunk of the end game for each of these 3 choices, which is kind of cool, kind of fun. And then we'll probably have to do a abridged version of the Golden Route after that. Most likely, since I do believe that barring one choice early on in the game, we have made all of the correct choices in this playthrough for the Golden Route, just blindly. And so it looks like basically for us to get the Golden Route, there won't be that much change from this playthrough to that one. So it probably won't be a playthrough that's done in its entirety. I'll probably show you the changed mission as well as where it diverges. But that's probably our plan going forward. We're going to get our 3 endings here and then probably go down a golden ending route that is abridged. So Lady Frederica is a strong woman to stand up for what is right. I couldn't agree more. Ignoring their plight now would be shameful, especially knowing what we do of their innocence. Everyone's choices are deeply rooted in their convictions. It makes me wonder if they'll be able to abide by the Scale's decision. Lord Serenoa, it will fall to you to lead everyone down the right path. Of course, I wish for all of us to walk astride the same path as we always have. Lord Serenoa, I cannot help but feel that our greatest battle lies ahead, regardless of which path you choose. I know that this may not be the best time to say so, but my wife gave birth to our first child not a few days ago. I will not force you to march with us. I ask only that you act according to your own convictions. Might I have time to think about it, my lord? But of course, the path before me diverges as well, and I must also take time to think before making a decision. Let us both choose a path that leaves us with no regrets. Thank you, Lord Serenoa. It is an honor to call you my lord. Okay. So, we are not going to be able to convince Roland.
Serenoa.
We must give Hyzanth the salt crystals, cow Esfrost, and unite all Norzelia in the name of the goddess. Else we will never know peace. The Roselle will continue to suffer, 'tis true, but this will end war as we know it, and countless more will live in peace as equals.
I have made my decision.
I will see this done not just for the people of Glenbrook, but for all Norzelia. Roland, you are the king. Surely cooperation with Hyzanth need not mean the forfeit of the kingdom.
I think not.
That is where you are wrong, my friend. My time on the throne has shown me that the people need a force more powerful than any king to show them the way. There are many paths that lead us out of war, Roland, cooperating with Esfrost, for instance. End the war by allying with the very Archduke who set this in motion? No, cooperating with that tyrant ends nothing. His avarice has brought only pain and suffering to this land.
Moreover,
If anyone understood the torturous path I've taken to arrive at this decision, I thought it would be you, Serenoa. Your words have no power here.
My lord,
We share a common goal with Esfrost at the moment. It is incumbent upon us to seize that opportunity and rid Norzelia of Hyzant for good. Indeed, the salt crystals make an alliance with Esfrost possible, but Roland would never assent to it. He feels the weight of the crown, underestimates his own abilities, and has allowed his hatred for Gustadolf to cloud his judgment. I sympathize, but those matters should have no bearing on the welfare of our house. Perhaps you are right, but then what of Frederica's vision? Do you concede that her plan concerns our house?
quite impossible.
I concede nothing, for her strategy is out of the question. She asks us to forfeit all we have fought to build in this domain. How can I reasonably entertain such a proposition? And you'll brook no argument otherwise? None.
We must decide.
May I remind you that you are Lord of House Wolfort. Your duty is to your people, above all else.
I believe I've reached a decision.
This moment requires a dispassionate mind. I pray you have one. Benedict's resolve is steadfast. Your words have no power here. Okay, so let's talk to Frederica.
Serenoa.
Only we can free the Roselle and expose the lie that has kept them in bondage these many years. However, we must move quickly while their gaze is fixed upon the salt crystals. I believe we can succeed. I hear your plea, yet I cannot help but wonder if you wish to act with too much haste.
But
I know not what I can do to prove to you that I have thought this through. I swear to you, this is no fit of pique. Benedict's stratagem may also provide the chance to strike at Hyzant. Would that not be enough? It also prolongs this war, and thus the immense suffering of my people. Even if we do prevail, you know as well as I that my brother is not a merciful man. He'll not spare so much as a thought for the weak. That much is true. The Roselle's plight would then be buried once more amid negotiations between the nations. Do you see? The time is now, and only we have the power to save them. Power we forfeit if we assent to Roland's plan.
I have decided.
His is the one vision for our future that I cannot abide. Perhaps my concerns seem narrow when all Norzelia is at stake, but I know you can save my brothers and sisters. I beg you to consider it. All right. I think that our first choice is going to be to go with Frederica's vision. That's going to be my canon choice for this three-way path. Between these three, I think that that's the one that I would have to go with. Second place would have to be assent to Benedict's strategy. And third place would be to stand with Roland in giving up everything to Hyzant and allowing Hyzant to create this weird, religious, all-encompassing religious oligarchy that is okay with slavery and killing anybody who doesn't agree with their teachings. I can't abide by that, not even a little bit. I'd stand with Gustadolf more than I would stand with for that, so as much as Gustadolf is a bastard. It's just the way. It's the way I feel. It's just the way I feel. All right. All right, let's start convincing. Everybody else is undecided.
What do you need?
Each path before us demands a great sacrifice in exchange for great reward. I am sure King Roland, Benedict, and Frederica have agonized over their proposals.
Well,
So now must we agonize over our own decisions. I wish to place my faith in Frederica's vision. I must say I'm surprised by your support for Frederica's vision. I've been by her side for years, but even I must admit it is rather hopeful, if I'm being charitable. Perhaps you see something I do not. Norzelia will be forever plagued by war. I wish to leave this place and create a new nation that knows only peace. You mean to forsake not only your domain, but all Norzelia?
I don't know.
I concede that Hyzant will not admit defeat should we manage to free the Roselle. Do you truly believe that searching for Centralia and starting anew will prove any easier? I do, though I acknowledge that it is far easier said than done.
Uh-huh.
Well, I should say so. Sounds like a daydream, if I may speak so plainly.
I don't know.
Yet the world is vast and full of wonders. I cannot in good faith argue that Centralia does not exist. Perhaps forging ahead is the only answer. May it lead us to the future you dream of, if this is what you desire. If nothing else, as Frederica's attendant, I must say that it warms my heart to see you support her so diligently. You must truly love her. Okay, that seemed to go all right.
However,
I think you're going to be a tougher ask. Here we stand after a bitter fight to reclaim the crown city, only for the king to speak of forsaking it. As his subject, it is my duty to follow his decree, and yet... My lord, the choice before us feels immense. I am utterly adrift. Pray tell me how you see the proposals from King Roland and the others. I need your guidance. Okay. So Benedict's is the hardest one to convince her of, because it goes completely against Roland's. But Frederica's looks like she might like that one a little bit better. I wish to place my faith in Frederica's vision. You've taken Frederica's side in all this? What fascination do the Roselle hold for you, my lord? Okay. Frederica has shown me a future in which no one is beholden to salt, or indeed to any nation. So if the choice is to ally with the duchy, who prize might over all else, or submit to the holy state, who prey upon the weak...
But...
You mean to suggest we simply do neither? Precisely. She has shown me the Rosellan legends are true. That means there is hope for all of us. A hope I would bet my life upon. So long as we sit between two nations who have no compassion for the weak, I fear we will never know peace.
Furthermore...
I take your point. War will spread and perhaps only end when the death knell and Elfric are unleashed upon the continent. So you see why I would choose to flee with the weak rather than be party to the atrocities of the powerful? It will be a flight amid a hail of arrows and steel, but so righteous and noble that I would be proud to give my life for it. You've stated your case well, my lord. Okay, that one seems to have gone incredibly well as well. Okay.
Aye, lad.
Our sweat and blood's fed this land, built it into a proper domain. I see no reason why we should surrender it all to Hyzant. And Lady Frederica, while I sympathize, asks that we risk everything for the sake of the Roselle.
Here's what I think.
Benedict's got the right of it, I reckon, but even that doesn't quite quiet the nagging feeling I get every time I think about our options. Alright, Frederica's vision. How could you possibly support Lady Frederica's vision? Have you gone mad? That feels a little too foolhardy. I don't think Eridor will really go for this. He might though, but the war will never end so long as we hold the salt crystals. We must relinquish them and break the cycle of violence. Yeah, I don't like that option that much either, to be honest with you. The salt is the source of a lot of trouble, yes, but there's precious little we can do about it.
Consider this.
Anyone in Roselia would tell you the same. I am well aware of our situation, Eridor, but I tire of fighting. We cannot go on like this. I beg you, join me in finding another way forward.
And further.
You've precious little idea how much I sympathize. I want to help you, but Lady Frederica's vision is... It's fantasy, my lord, and a foolhardy one at that. You can beg till you're blue in the face, but I doubt you'll win much support. Yeah, that did not go well at all. Okay.
Lord Serenoa.
Benedict and King Roland would march us to war. Frederica would see Hyzant hunt us for all eternity. Perhaps her vision is not so different. So it's come to this. Ally with a one-time opponent or flee with the Roselle.
However,
Bold proposals all, our tactics must be flawless. Ooh, may take effort to convince a Frederica's vision. Okay. So you assent to Frederica's vision for the future. War is coming, a war for all Norzelia, and you would forfeit your role in it. Middle or bottom? If the Death Snell and Elfric are unleashed on the battlefield, the casualties will eclipse any war that's come before.
perhaps.
The Death Snell and Elfric? The casualties would be immense. I had not considered that they might be unleashed simultaneously. The stakes warrant it, whether they are complete or not. We have already shown them the way by using Elfric in battle. Precisely, they will undoubtedly both be employed.
Then,
Unprecedented destruction is all that awaits us here. A war whose victor will rule over a pile of ash. And I will not be party to such devastation. I can only think of far more productive uses for such power. I see your reasoning. I confess I thought only in terms of battles past. So much so that I forgot avoiding battle was ever an option. Okay, that one may have gone okay. Well, let's see how this goes.
It is time to cast our votes. The opinions before us are many. Roland's, Frederica's, Benedict's. Which to choose? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I think we got what we needed.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I stand with you, Lord Serenoa.
you have my vote.
I put my faith in you, Lord Serenoa.
I have faith in you.
I've decided that this is what's best for both King Roland and us all. That one seems ambiguous. I'm not sure what she
Forgive
decided.
me, lad.
My gut tells me this is the right path. Definitely didn't get Eridor. I'm actually not sure with
The
Hewitt.
scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
I think we got her. Okay. Yep, okay. Damn, sorry, Roland. He's all on his own. Now we get to see if anybody in this group leaves our party.
The way forward is decided.
I'm nervous.
Frederica's dream is worth realizing. We will free the Roselle from the source.
I think no matter what, Roland might be out. I think we're going to have to find out in the next episode, though. I'm so sorry to leave you on that cliffhanger. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters: Darren York, ZTD, 7th Son, Louis D, Ivan K, Len, HLLJ, Knife Namaste, Caleb Adkins, and Jordan and Emily Hill. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.